I'm gonna test the audio because we should be golden.
I've been getting into drinking tea. I got a new little teapot.
Yeah,
Just showed
like
up.
hot
Just showed up
tea
today.
or
No, just regular tea. Wait, you mean
oh, okay.
like weed?
No, like like hot tea, like
Yeah,
you drink
yeah,
it?
hot tea.
Okay.
You said hot tea, and I'm like,
No,
wait,
no,
what?
no.
Like, what do you mean by that? But yeah, I don't know. It's
Alright.
it's got like the like diffuser like in the pot, so I can make like a whole pot of like one kind of tea.
Ooh, that's pretty
Okay.
convenient. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
What kind of tea do you go for?
I've been really into peppermint, like herbal tea lately. I don't know, kind of weird. Or like chamomile. I like a lot too.
That's
I have
nice.
like a chamomile mint too and a chamomile lavender.
Very mellow teas.
I'm more into like herbal tea than
Yeah,
like for the caffeine or anything like that.
Yeah.
for sure. I have a passion fruit green tea that I'm a huge fan of.
Hell yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I hate tea.
I like warm tea, and I like iced tea every once in a while. But hot tea hits the spot. Like I don't know, especially like I like Earl Grey mostly, just kind of standard, but it definitely like clears out your like senses and sinuses and like
Yeah,
feels
honestly,
good.
that's why
Earthy.
I've been getting into tea because like I was sick like a couple weeks ago, and then like my sinuses were just like so fucked. Like they're still kind of like messed up,
The
and
tea.
so that's why I've been drinking a lot of tea.
Yeah, a little bit of honey.
Eucalyptus, dog. Yeah,
Yeah,
honey.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we are live, boys. So I added a couple talking points maybe just to warm up since we haven't really talked
Okay.
any news recently, but
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed that apparently the strike's over for writers, but
As of
Oh,
12
shit.
a.m. on Wednesday, right? 12:01.
yeah, I think they finalized it finally, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I saw like it was over, but I haven't really like looked into like details or anything like that. I mean,
Seems like
have you guys?
I looked into what the terms were. It seems like a decent win, honestly, for like the writing side, I'd say.
Yeah.
They like had terms on like writing room sizes, which means that they have to like allow a certain amount of people in the room and pay them the right amounts. And I think the biggest one that they're probably like arguing about was the like streaming numbers and then like getting compensated for what your show is doing or what your movie's doing. Because like on network, they would just pay you on your like when they rerun the shit,
Right.
But now it's
Ad
like
revenue.
residuals, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they added a lot of like dialogue, I guess, or like numbers to like what you can get from your streaming, or you have to hit like if 20% of the platform watches your show for 90 days in a 90-day period, you'll get like a certain payout or something like that. It's kind of interesting how they decided to do it, but they agreed on it at least. So and there's gonna be more transparency in the numbers, which I think is good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll probably make shit up still, but
Yeah, right.
yeah. But then I mean
Hollywood accounts.
they kind of settled on AI a little bit, where it's just like we don't recognize it as like writing, but if a writer wants to use it, like that's kind of what I read it as, like, but
Yeah.
so, but yeah, I mean, they definitely hammered it out, and I think like the studio heads probably had to like give more than they got out of it, so it's good.
Yeah.
The
I'd say that's a
scales.
plus.
The scales of justice do exist.
Yeah, I mean, people, you just gotta like negotiate raises. Like that union has to do it like every 3 years or something like that, which sucks. But
Right. Yeah.
so they basically just
I mean,
made a
the
3-year
way-
deal now.
Yeah, the way Netflix had like their top 10, I don't know if they still do, but like if something makes top 10, that feels even like you should get, I don't know, something for that.
Some kind of,
like
like an
you
extra, like
know?
a bonus or something like that.
Yeah, or for however long it stays in the top 10 or whatever, that position.
Mhm.
I could
It's like
be interested. I don't know. I feel like
start
like
ranking
Netflix
stuff on
shows, like I feel
streaming.
like it's not really that hard. I don't know. Not really that hard to get in the top 10, but maybe that's just
Yeah.
me. Because like I don't know, I see a lot of fucking garbage in the top 10 like all the time.
yeah.
So like I don't know.
Oh yeah.
but it's Netflix, so I mean, what are you gonna do? I feel like that's just kind of
HBO
like,
has their top 10 now too, or I guess
oh
Max.
shit,
Yeah.
I haven't actually
Yeah.
seen that. Yeah,
And
okay.
it's also garbage most of the time.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, like
Yeah.
since they merged with Discovery, I mean, like they got all that fucking bullshit on there. So
I
like,
think Deadliest Catch was in the top
God
10 for
damn
TV
it,
shows.
fuck Deadliest
So,
Catch.
It's intense, bro.
Ice Road Truckers.
Jesus.
That shit, yeah. Of course.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised.
Quality.
it is interesting though, speaking of top 10s, that I don't know if you guys ever watched Suits. I don't know
I have
if
not.
you've.
No.
I haven't either.
Okay. Well, I watched it when it was like closing up on TV, and I caught up to it and then started watching it on cable. That's been in like that's the most streamed show, I'm pretty sure, that Netflix has had. It's
Yeah, the
pretty
last
crazy.
2 months it just like
Oh.
exploded for some reason.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
have seen a lot of like promotion for it, like on Netflix and
Really?
stuff.
Yeah,
So
it's great. I mean, it's a good show. It's very entertaining, but like I did not expect that to.
Yeah. I think it's
happen.
like highly bingeable, it seems like.
Oh, it is.
Or like
It definitely is.
easygoing kind of like when you watch it. But I think it also is marking like that people want extended like stories still. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because there's like different ways to go about your television show nowadays where it's like short, prestige, focused, harnessed, and then there's like spread it out a little bit, let it breathe, and just like kind of chill. And that's Suits.
Yeah.
That's what it used to always be back in the day, like 20 something episodes. But then
Yeah.
like
you kind of just like give like hints every once in a while and throughout the season or something,
Yeah, it's
like for
like-
plot, I guess, like
Yeah.
main plot.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they'll get to it maybe in the
Yeah.
finale or whatever.
It was very
but-
character driven when, at least from what I remember, because it was a while ago that I finished it. But yeah, it was very character driven, and it kept you invested because you're like, oh, I actually care about these characters. And then, yeah, it's just, I remember just recommending it to people back in the way when, because I know my wife really liked it. One of the one shows I recommended to her. So maybe
Mhm.
maybe it's just one of those shows that anybody can turn on and watch.
It seems like, yeah. Maybe I'll add
Is
it
it
to
like-
my list of
Yeah, I
my
think a
ultimate
couple
shows.
people have recommended it to me over the years. I mean, I don't know how many seasons are there.
Probably like
I think there's
6
like
to
8.
yeah, or something. Like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's kind of a
Well,
lot.
I could still probably do it. It just might.
I think
Might
there's
not
only
be quick.
16 episodes a season, so it's not really extremely
Okay.
long. It's like, like Breaking Bad
It's aight. Yeah.
ish. Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you ever watch Psych, Alex?
I started it. I watched 3 episodes. That's all I could get through.
It's got a slow
I think
start.
were
But
they the same channel?
Yeah, USA.
Like, were they both USA?
Yeah.
USA, yeah.
Something about those shows
That
that you can just
Notice.
put on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
all that good
Season
stuff.
2.
Even Monk,
Season
dude.
2 for Psych
Monk.
really takes Monk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Psych. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
Psych. If you're like a movie nerd too, that show will hit a sweet spot for you if you can get
Oh my,
through it.
the
so.
references.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
watch it. It's just in college when I did watch it, it was like everyone was there, so not everyone wanted to watch it. And then,
Yeah.
and
That's
then
a hard
when I
one to-
started watching it, it was just kind of hard to get into. So maybe someday.
The first episode specifically is like a tone and a vibe that doesn't really gel with the rest of the show. So I don't know. It's like
No?
it's a pilot, and then that show just goes on its own little journey.
I need to
But,
check it out. I mean, I've heard all good things about it, and that I would like it if I actually, invested in it. So
yeah, that was my USA show for
sure.
sure.
yeah.
But also, only other piece of note I had was that I mean, it's happening to a couple other shows, but Winning Time got the
I
boot.
saw that.
Yeah, I was
HBO
gonna text
boot.
you guys about it last week because like it was like right after the finale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. From what I read, I guess it was just based on numbers. Like not enough people were watching the
nobody
show.
was watching it, and it's a pretty expensive show with like all the actors, and it films in LA
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So it's like
I actually read like a quote from Magic Johnson, and he's like, "I didn't even watch the show."
I saw that. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a weird show too, because if it was like a Last Dance documentary style, I'd probably like it more. Just like tell me the story rather than give me like a shitty dramatized version. Because I'll take a dramatized version, but you don't make it hammy and I don't know. If you watch it, it's whatever. But like, yeah, definitely loses itself. And then at the end, I think that's why they announced it right after, because it just does like it ends like on a down note. Like Magic loses the finals, and it's like, how's he gonna come back from it next year? And like, and never. It just does like a clip show of like Magic Johnson went on to win like 7 seasons, and it's like, wow, that's like so sad that you guys like tacked on an ending like that. It was a bummer, but you could have chiseled that show into like more compelling, and like they jump through time like crazy, and they don't go to like places that tell the story. It's fucking weird, but good rating. I wanted to see it, but yeah,
their comeback. The comeback is part of the story.
Yeah,
they'll get renewed, and then they'll go into the 7 championships. It'll be fucking. You never seen anything like it.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. They only needed like one more season if they did it right, but they kind of flubbed that second season
sounds
hard.
like he fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much he was like involved in that second season. I know he started the show, and it's got his like brand essenced into it for sure. But like, yeah, and that's whatever. I spend the money on another show, HBO. That's cool. Yeah.
You know, I saw like speaking of canceled shows, I read an article that like Westworld got picked up by somebody else, and they're like rebooting it for a movie.
Oh, really?
And I'm just like, I really don't like need that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Isn't it already an older movie? So it's just
there was an old as fuck
of a
movie.
reboot.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Gotta keep going. Keep it going.
I don't fucking know, man.
Speaking of beating a dead horse, are you watching Daryl Dixon, The Walking Dead?
No, kind of want to though.
No,
I've like
seen
it.
I've been burned before.
Wait, seriously?
I hear it.
Wait, is it actually okay?
Good. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, weren't we talking about this like last time, and how like the fucking the fucking promotional like I don't know details for the movie are basically like how he finds a kid, and like it's literally a ripoff. Like,
yeah. I don't know, because Daryl never carried the show for me back in the day. His grunting and his like downer fucking energy was like what drove the show into the ground for me. I don't know if they'll be able to.
What human chooses to keep their hair in their face like that?
Yeah, 15 years into the apocalypse.
I couldn't stand it. Yeah.
like
it was better when his brother, like when they had the brother thing going on.
Him and the
like, hey, at least shave it into a mullet or something. I don't know, man.
Slick it back,
stylish.
Southern. You got so much grease in there, you might as well just slick it back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know.
He's actually got pockets of grease. That's his other weapon. When he doesn't have the crossbow, he just throws grease and sets zombies on fire.
Slips them up.
Yeah.
They can never catch him. Too slippery.
And oil slick.
Cartoon That's what Daryl Dixon is. I imagine it to be that now. That show. It just in France.
Zipping between the legs.
Like, you know what he smells like? Like a pair of jeans that hasn't been washed for weeks, mixed with leather and motorcycle fuel.
That's a man.
Yeah, that's what he smells like.
He walks into the room.
Does he drive a motorcycle?
Oh yeah, bro.
Oh yeah.
That was like that's part of his contract from season 4 onward. He's like, I gotta ride my
Wait,
motorcycle
like,
half the
seriously?
season.
I need a hog. I need a hog. I need to be loud.
Like, I guess like my first question is like, where the fuck would they get the gas?
Right.
And my second question is just like, doesn't he exclusively use a crossbow because it's like quieter than a gun? So like driving a motorcycle, wouldn't that like alert zombies? Like,
hey man,
absolutely.
The point is he's fucking cool. All right.
Yeah,
is he though? He sounds pretty fucking dumb. Like,
hey, he might be dumb, but he's fucking cool.
He survives.
sure.
He's a survivor. Yeah. It's kind of a bummer because like I probably will end up watching it because they're making a Rick and Michonne show, and I like Rick so much as a character that I like want to go back to that one, but they're gonna connect them all eventually.
Be a 3-parter, right?
It's like a 3-season show.
No, like just I thought it was like a 3-episode.
They announced them as like movies 10 years ago when Rick left, and they were like, "Don't leave, Andrew, come back!" No, like, and then he's like, well, "I'll do movies in 5 years. Shut the fuck up." And then they never did them, and now they're like, I think they're just roping that into the show. That's kind of what I think, but I'm not sure if they're still planning on the movies or not.
Yeah, because that's the last I heard was about the movies, so I didn't know.
Yeah. It's a show. Now it's Rick and Michonne. That's the title, I guess.
God,
I mean,
I'm so glad I wasn't. I stopped being a Walking Dead enthusiast. It's just too much.
I like the
It's
comics.
like trying to keep up with Marvel nowadays.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah. It's a cool world. It's just
definitely.
Yeah, man. The alternate universe where HBO took that. It's a pretty cool. I mean, at least the comic book world is. Yeah, it's pretty.
That's what I've heard.
The comics are definitely. Yeah.
But
and hey, you know who's not in those?
Daryl.
Yeah.
The
Mr.
main
Grease
guy
Man.
in the show now. That's insane that you
He's the
like.
grease man himself.
Yeah.
We got a grease man. Yeah. Anyways, moving on to some prime discussions then, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. First, movie chest number 55, I believe. Hitting some iconic
Put an
ones here.
asterisk.
55 maybe.
Like I feel like are we going backward? I feel like we were at like 58 or something
Yeah, we're
like
going
that.
back to 53.
Like,
I don't
like,
fucking know.
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Next week we'll be at 100. So who knows?
Cool.
But
yeah.
yeah.
We just said this.
Yeah, but this week we got Speed, huge 90s movie I'd never seen, so it was definitely like missing in my catalog.
Yeah,
you guys
it's iconic.
Who had seen it? I think a couple of people had seen it, right?
I had seen it before.
As a young child on fucking like FX or something.
I think I've probably seen it as a kid. Yeah, on one of those channels.
Yeah.
And then like I randomly saw it like a couple of years ago.
Like,
I don't really know like why. I think I was like I don't fucking know. It was just like on TV or something. I don't know. Like again.
It's definitely a cable. Like, it had a great cable run.
Speed did. It's one of their darlings.
Well, I think I heard Speed 2 had a better cable run, even though it's a shitty movie. So
interesting. Yeah, because like I didn't even know there was a Speed 2. I didn't really do a lot of research on it too. I just like Googled the movie to see like what apps it was on, and then like Speed 2 came on. Yeah. Oh, so it is actually a boat. I was just like making jokes, but then it is actually a fucking boat. Like,
yeah. I mean, they hit like almost every other mode of transportation in this movie. So they gotta
train,
buses,
ship.
Yeah, true.
And I think only Sandy B comes back for the second one. Weirdly, I don't think Keanu's did it at all, but for some reason, Sandra Bullock is.
How the fuck is there like a whatever? How do you connect those dots?
Yeah,
right?
She's on a boat and it gets hijacked too. Oh my shit! Which I mean, to be quite honest, that might we can get into the speed talk, but I actually like this movie a lot. But I would understand. It's hammy and tropey in a way that the second one.
So you didn't like Tombstone, but you liked this.
This one's way tighter and way more like plotted and like
this
thought
one
out.
lives up to the name. This one never slows down.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like you're on.
I'm gonna second that. This is definitely a kick-ass movie. I mean, I thought going into it, I was like, an hour and 54 minutes. How are they gonna keep me entertained? God damn it, they did it. You know,
right?
I was in.
Nice.
Yeah, it was funny too. Like it was like I don't know, the cheesy lines, man.
There were some fucking lines. Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of worried in the beginning. Yeah, some of those like over the top action movies for me haven't like been hitting the right way that I want them to. Like it's like they're hamming over the top, but I just can't like get on board with some of that shit anymore for some reason. And I kind of felt that way in the first like 20 minutes of this movie with like Keanu and Jeff Daniels.
The elevators.
The elevator shit. And yeah, I mean, once it picks up, once it like literally says that it can't slow down anymore in the structure of it, it like became a whole new like energy in a movie that propelled it to like a great hamminess movie, I guess. Like
what kind of hooked me in was actually that whole elevator scene. I just thought that was like a good way to kind of just rope you into who the characters are, where their heads are, and then obviously who the villain is. But yeah, I don't know. It was like super tight, and you kind of just knew where they were and what they were doing the whole time for that action set piece. I don't know. I really liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought it was a good intro. It reminded me of the first Mission Impossible a little bit. I mean, it's just because it's an elevator scene, but yeah. And it had like I don't know, dude. The stunts were just off the chain, like throughout.
Yeah, for sure.
Cannot knock that.
Specifically, one with Keanu. I think it was him where he's like getting onto that little platform that he's about to shoot under the bus with. Like, and you're like,
he did 90% of his own stunts.
Yeah,
so.
You're just like watching the road go by to the side. I'm like, is Keanu like in the back of a truck right now? Like that was like real, I think. But
shit, man, they crashed a bus into that was an excuse to crash a bus into a plane. That explosion, the reaction of those people.
Oh, I guess the plane will go by. Like,
wow. Also, I don't know if you caught it, but like the car that he steals initially when they start doing the chase where he has to like chase down the bus. I don't know, it's like a Jaguar or something. But like right after he gets on the bus, he's like talking to Sandra Bullock, and she's driving the bus, and they like hit a tow truck or something, and it like shoots a car over the front of the tow truck, and it's the same car, but it's like there's no way that he would have been like able to get in front of them, but it's like straight up the same car. Like I just thought that was funny because like
I did notice
maybe it's like they gotta fuck up a car and they just like wanted it to be the same one, you know? Like
honestly,
I don't know.
Save the budget where you can, right?
I get it, yeah.
And in terms of like the hamminess, did you see who was like technically the writer?
I actually didn't check.
No.
Josh Whedon, I guess, kind of took over the script and kind of rewrote it. So
that makes sense.
That's where I think all the one-liners and hamminess kind of comes into play, because that was the only thing that kind of turned me off was when people would open their mouths. Like not Keanu, his one-liners were okay, but like the people on the bus were just kind of like, okay, guys, stop.
I know
You're taking me out of this.
Yeah.
So
I actually kind of liked the guys on the bus. I don't know.
I mean,
really,
I was
the dude.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, that's like the overall characterization in this movie like surprised me because I kind of viewed this movie as like cookie cutter 90s bullshit, but it like these characters feel like multi-dimensional in ways that like we don't feel extras in this like modern movie age. I don't know. They're all like,
that's true.
They feel like they just got ripped out of an actual life in this movie, whereas like other people are just like, I'm an extra, you know, like.
Yeah. Well, they all actually had backstories written for them, but that got cut out of the film. Yeah.
Yeah,
they were pretty upset about that because they were invested in their characters. But
yeah, I mean, like Alan Ruck, I thought he was pretty fun as like the goofy fucking like out of towner guy, but
he was okay. I'll give him that. That was the one of the tourists where I was like, okay, this guy. But it's because it's him. All the other people though, there was like,
you didn't like Gigantor, that dude?
Yeah, didn't like that dude.
He filled the slot. I thought he was nice. I mean, the people that made me laugh, which was like, it's just like I don't know, it's kind of different too in these movies now where like the elevator scene, people are like yelling that they're about to like, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. Nowadays, you just hear people be like, ah, like because it's like too dark now to kind of say those things. But like, on the bus, he's like, what did he say? He's like, there's a bomb on the bus. And then there's just like this old woman in the background voice that made me laugh so hard. He's like, what do you mean? Like, there's just like these little like blurbs of dialogue that are goofy as shit, but I think people will be yelling shit like that, honestly, where it's like, I don't know. So I think they kind of bought it, you know?
I feel like that might have been like stage directed, where it's like, just react, just like someone were to tell you, just like do what you would do, say what you would say. Yeah, it definitely lends itself to the realism, even though this one, the hamminess just totally overblows this, but I don't know.
some lines I couldn't get over. What was it like what was Keanu's final line on the bus, or not on the bus, on the
I'm taller.
Train? I like that. Yeah. That one was good. But when he gets on there, he's like, he lost his head. Yeah, he lost his head. He like literally like poses up to be like, he lost his head.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, man, we could have maybe cut one of those, you know, but
man, and then like I just like when he's deactivating the vest or whatever, he just straight up looks at it, pulls one cord out, and then he's like, okay, it's good. Like,
we did it.
Like, what the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely like is simple, and like if you think about it too hard, it's kind of stupid. Because like if you're going 50, some of those turns and shit, I just feel like you're not making at some point too, you know,
dude. Or like when they had to make that jump, like literally the front end of the bus just like shoots up somehow.
How does that not trigger the bomb? It's like, how does that not, you know,
it registers, like, it's in air, like still like going 55, like that's, I don't know.
And like how the fuck did this guy, it's like the next day or like 2 days after, well, I guess it's sometime after.
I was wondering that too.
The elevator stunt, because like how the fuck did he have enough time to like rig these buses? Like the one just fucking exploded, and then like the other one, he like rigged multiple explosives onto it, because I mean he blew out the steps like when that lady tried to get off. So like I guess like it's just like he like had to put in some thought kinda into this, right? Like,
well, the problem is when you're thinking too logically, because if you're going to go back and think logically, why did they not look for a body when he blew up in the skyscraper? They were just assumed, oh, he's dead.
And then just celebrated. Woo!
Yeah. Dude,
Like,
also one thing, just like I don't know about the elevator scene. Nothing really like that bad, but like I don't know, just like with my background, like I couldn't get the thought out of my head. Like I wonder what that crane is like how much it could actually lift,
What's
like
it
what it's
rated
rated
to?
for.
Yeah.
Because like I mean those like bars just like crunched. I mean like it's like not like it's paper.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. I guess I was just like curious because I mean that crane.
It's
Like,
rated
why
to
else would it be on
just
top of the building unless it can hold up some heavy shit, right? I
That's
mean,
what I
like,
was thinking too. When it started to
so
crumble,
like,
I'm like, hold up.
yeah, like, I don't know. I thought it was a good idea. Like,
it's got to be the most badass shot, badass like action like beat you can think of though. You know, we need fucking we need the
Yeah.
crumple. We need the bus hitting
Yeah.
the fucking ramp like yeah.
The lines are just the cherry on top.
yeah. Hey, I mean, I
So-
enjoyed it.
We're just two
So
cool
how did this-
guys being cool. I don't know, man. Honestly, though, I think Keanu. This might be like my favorite role that I've seen him.
I was
I
thinking the
dug it.
same thing. I think
Yeah.
he peaked in this role,
Or it might have.
honestly.
Yeah.
This and Sandra Bullock, I think Sandy peaked as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
They're
I
good
feel
together.
like she was at least kind of refreshing from like the people on the bus, because like I don't know,
Yeah.
you guys said a couple of minutes ago, the people on the bus were fucking bad.
What do you mean? Yeah. No, she plays it cool. She plays like, I mean, her characterization too, like she's got this little line of like, they'll write songs about you one day when she hops on the bus. And like little moments like that, like endeared me to her immediately. And then she like
Yeah.
proves that she's more capable than everyone else on the bus. So like, yeah, definitely sold that role.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Dennis Hopper as the villain?
Man,
I
he
was
turned it
gonna
up to
say.
11 for sure.
Fucking,
Yeah.
he knows what movie
Yeah.
he's in. That's for sure.
I love his evil cackle. I think it was when he like right before he blew up. He just cackles.
Yeah.
I
Dude, when he's like
the-
running away from Sandra
Yeah.
on the train, he's like, "I'm gonna get you, Jackie!" And he's
Yeah.
like, and it, like trails off the yell. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh god."
Yeah, I love how like, I mean, he was written fun though. I think too. Like he plays it hammy and plays it
Yeah.
kind of standardly, but you know his own vibe of it. But like the fact that he's like just watching football as like the whole thing is going down, it's like
Yeah,
he's
right.
like, oh, that's interactive live TV, Jack, or whatever the fuck he says. Like
Yeah.
he's a very like internal funny
Yeah.
character too, which is
Whim of a madman. I like that.
yeah. Given your villain personality like that, I think is a good move. Just to, I mean, he's definitely deranged, but I don't know. He's still likable. Weirdly,
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
dark in terms of deranged. It's more like this dude's kind of crazy, but you kind of can't stop watching this dude blow up, you know?
because he's
Yeah.
just loving
You know,
it so
also, I was kind of just like wondering, like when he blew up the house, like when they went to the house, like why didn't it, like there was kind of like a 5-second delay before, from when it started like beeping before they like ran. Could like I feel like they could have at least like ran,
much.
maybe
Jeff
jumped out a
Daniels just
fucking
hears
window.
the first beep and
I don't know,
accepts
man,
his
like-
fate completely.
Yeah, like he
stands
totally
there.
did. Like I
That
don't
was
know.
like the greatest death face I think I've seen in a
I
while.
know,
It just is
man.
like, fuck.
Yeah,
of course
dude.
it's rigged.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was pretty. I mean, I don't know what you guys felt, but I felt I was surprised that this took most of its like it was mostly on the bus, but there was actually like the elevator, the bus, then the train with like
A
cars
decent amount like
in
off the
between.
bus.
Yeah, there was like
Yeah.
way more off of it. And I was curious what you guys thought, but the hallway stuff, like after the elevator, when they get into a hallway with Dennis Hopper and Keanu's pointing the gun, it's like written there and it's like well done that you like put the theme into it, or I guess like the progression of the character, like I'm gonna shoot the hostage. Now I can't shoot the hostage the second time, you know, like because I care about the hostage now. Like it's there, but like I felt the movie like screech to halts when they were in those hallways both times. Like it was kind of like I was like waiting for because the speed's all there, and then you get to this like boring ass
Yeah.
hallway, and you're like, where we should be on like a fucking epic like vista right
Freeway
now.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Some
I feel
boring
that.
ass hallway.
I guess
little
like
bit.
also I guess like I wasn't paying very good attention like at the beginning of the movie. I mean I had seen the elevator scene before, but I couldn't remember like is Dennis Hopper like listening to them on the radio?
Yeah, he's in the other elevator.
Can he like hear what they could he hear what they were saying?
I didn't catch that.
Because like I guess like all I wanted to point out was that like Jeff Daniels asks Keanu, he's like, riddle me this, or like whatever he says when he's asking him a question on like what you should do.
Yeah.
And then literally Dennis Hopper asks in the same way that like when they get into the elevator. So like that's why I'm like maybe he heard them, like because I don't
I
don't
think
know.
he
I
was
thought that
on their
just kinda weird.
frequency because he had his walkie and an earpiece. So I think he was like trying to. I don't like the camera situation, how
I
realistic
just like
it is. I'm not
assumed
really
he
sure,
could hear
but
them, you know, because like why else would you add that in unless you're like dropping hints that he's a cop already, you know, or used to be a cop.
Yeah.
And later he calls Keanu after Jeff Daniels blows up. He's like, "You thought it would be your buddy? Whoops, he's fucking not gonna make it," or whatever he says. You know,
you remember that? Yeah.
So he's probably just always tapped in.
He's like, "Tell me some good news," and then he's like, "Your buddy's dead." Like,
yeah. There were like moments though where it's like, this movie's way dumber than I think. Like, why isn't he like blowing up the bus right now? Why, like, he can't see them, you know? And then like they brought it around like enough in like their writing to be like, oh well, the choppers overhead, he's using the news, and then it's like, well, now they can't. When you get in the airport, you can't use the choppers. Like, the geography of it all was like actually well like plotted, I thought, and it like all made sense actually.
It made the hokiness more bearable, I guess.
Yeah,
you know,
you can latch on to actual realism somewhere there, you know, and then like hit the one liner and be like, and then go back to kind of like speed. You know, so.
The bus jumping 50 foot across the freeway. You're like
50 feet. Yeah,
it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and I laughed too that the train track wasn't finished. Also, like the first one, I was like, yeah, the road's not finished. You know, sure. And then the second one was like, the train track's not finished at the end. It's like,
goddamn,
finish your fucking roads, guys. Like,
hey, there was a lot of construction going on in the 90s.
I guess so. Yeah, it's just like those tropes. They're definitely there, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the bus driver getting shot, you got to like take the driver out of the seat and put somebody else in the seat. You know, like.
Yeah, they find ways to make
how to keep
work.
the action going.
Yeah.
So fun fact, this is a good pairing with Tarantino because they wanted him to direct. He was one of the directors, and he turned it down to do his Reservoir Dogs.
What do you think this would have been like if he
directed it?
Damn.
And this is in his top 20 favorite movies of all time. So he obviously he's like, damn. But yeah, pretty interesting, huh?
That would have been fucking kind of cool. I don't know. I'm just curious to see what he would have made it like, I guess.
Yeah, a Tarantino like thriller like that.
Probably would have gave the characters on the bus actual backstory.
I don't know if it would be like high octane.
They would have given him the leeway.
Honestly,
yeah.
Like I could see him like diving into the characters more rather than like the situation as much.
Yeah, because like that's kind of what I was pitching too. With like the character backstory, you just like cut to a different scene, like in the past or whatever. That's like this character what they were doing at this time, you know, like in the same way that Reservoir Dogs does it, you know.
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd been cool. I feel like they definitely would he would have been the person they like give the leeway to do that for too. Like, Tarantino's fucking writing these characters, like. Let them,
they might have actually had their backstory involved. Never know. Old lady who slowly creeps towards the door and dies might have actually had a purpose.
Why did she need to leave so bad?
The way she did it too. The way she was just kind of like
creeping through,
like inching out. Yeah.
And then the FBI guy was like, "Come on, let's do it, woman." It's like, man, he just said they're gonna get fucked if you do this. Like, come on, follow the rules.
Yeah.
I feel like that guy who like pulled a gun on Keanu right at the beginning would have we would have gotten his like whatever crime he had done.
What did he do?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Maybe Keanu would have ended up shooting him too. I don't know. That took me by surprise for some reason. I was like this dude just. I don't know. I expected Keanu to like defuse, and he immediately like points a gun at him too. I was like, whoa.
The guy just like, would you? I was like thinking about that too. I was like, would you pull a gun on a guy who has a gun pulled on you? Like,
yeah, who you just told like is gonna explode or could explode on this bus? So, I don't
that's
know.
just like the reaction of Keanu to be like, oh shit, there's a gun. Like, if I'm holding a gun threateningly at somebody and a guy's about to pull a gun on me,
dude. Like, why wouldn't you just shoot him?
Yeah,
right.
That's
exactly.
just, I guess. One
and then he's like, "I'm gonna put my gun away." Like after he pulled it out held it out for like I don't know 15 seconds, and then he's like, "All right, I'm putting this away."
I'm
like,
sure whatever you did,
You're
sorry.
fucking dumb, yeah.
We're both cool guys. We're being cool. We're just chilling. Like,
I'm Keanu, dude. I'm cool.
Just be cool.
It's all good. Zen vibes on the bus. Zen vibes only.
Yeah. I guess
Have you guys? I'm curious. Have you guys ever seen like the original Point Break?
No, that's another one on my list.
I haven't either, but I'm curious because I think it came out before this. Maybe
It did, yeah.
like I don't know. I could see it having like Keanu having a similar vibe
for sure.
That's Catherine Bigelow, isn't it? Who did that one?
I think so.
That was like her first.
Sure.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. This definitely feels like an extension of that character a little bit, kind of.
Yeah.
I would assume, but
yeah.
But the final note I had, I was just unmarked one of the better shots I enjoyed, but it also kind of like is like the pinnacle of why this movie works, where it's like cool but goofy. Was when the first bus explodes, you see like the fire reflected on the payphone, and I'm like, that's a cool shot, man. And then I'm like, that angle does not work at all for how Keanu approached this phone. Like it's like doesn't make any like geographical sense to me, I think, but I was like, you know what, you needed that shot and you wanted that shot and you fucking did it. So.
It looks goddamn beautiful.
Speaking of the payphone, Keanu just saw his friend blow up in a bus. He hears a payphone ring and he's like, I better get that.
That's
yeah. First thing on the list.
He knew, man. He knew that dude was coming back.
Activated.
That's why it made me think it was like the next day. Like literally, because like they're hungover.
That's what I thought too.
I think it is the next. Like they're hungover
after
the bar, right?
But that begs the question of why is Jeff Daniels SWAT teaming into the fucking window when he just got shot?
He was limping the whole time too. It's like, what's this man on the field for?
Yeah,
that is a good point. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, like
actually, the timeline
really
should have been muddled there because they had the whole like medal ceremony too, right? He was kind of like limping for that.
They did.
So it's like, not the next day then. It's definitely.
So yeah, I guess there was some time. Yeah,
like a week or two, like a few. Yeah,
something.
So they must have partied after the medal ceremony, and then it's the night after the medal ceremony.
Okay, that you know what that makes sense now. That's okay.
Because he was Dennis was walking. Yeah, yep. All right.
But how long after? But how much time passed for the medal ceremony? You know,
could have been weeks, could have been months. You know.
Yeah.
The guy definitely needed
enough time to plan.
Yeah, it just took a couple hours to get those bombs, get his fucking watch.
Yeah, right. Like
it's called speed for a reason, man.
Man, like also, like I'm kind of just curious why he like. I don't know. Did he just blow up the first one just to get their attention?
Just to show how serious he was. Yeah.
I was this test bomb. He's like, if this bomb works, then I know the one.
I mean, like, I don't know. Just think how fucking crazy it would have been if there were like two buses that like couldn't drop below 50 miles an hour. I don't know. Just like
hey, speed 3, baby.
Look, if I were Dennis Hopper, I'd do that. Like, they get your money ASAP. Like,
it was at the wrong bus stop. Didn't catch the right bus.
Yeah, like, or I don't know. You gotta have multiple people getting on these buses, like, because you gotta find both of them. You know.
I guess to me, it felt like that Dennis Hopper just psychopath, like for some reason chose Keanu Reeves because he foiled his plan, and then like picked that bus, and then picked another bus across town to fuck with him. Like that, I don't know. It's that in depth for him, I think, but
level
because like that's I don't know. That's like kind of the only thing I thought of. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like holes that you can fill in with this film, but they're not that.
But
like,
you just jump them, bro. You just fucking launch
you
right
just
over
fucking
exactly.
Yeah.
Crank it up, hit 70, and boom.
Yeah. Fly over
bus
there,
full of people. Yeah, you'll fucking fly.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm waffling between like 4 and 4.5. Because honestly, I thought I would not like it as much, and then it worked its way over me the whole movie.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking like
4.5 for me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was at 4. Yeah.
I mean, I get it because I was
high as fuck.
I started at like 3.5. I was like, it's probably gonna be.
It's not like I don't like it. I guess like I don't know. I think I just haven't gotten down like rating shit like appropriately either. Like I don't know. You guys rate stuff way up more often than I do.
Yeah,
so, like,
but we also have like talked enough and kind of like gelled a rating together almost. I think, or like we have a similar idea of like what ratings are now. So just join Letterboxd, bro. See what you got.
I should. I definitely should. Like, I'll write it down. Join the army.
I spend so much time.
2 of my friends to finally do it.
Really, dude. I've found so many new movies, and I just keep adding like hundreds of movies to my watch list. It's nuts. Like it's kind of gross.
I spend so much time on Letterboxd just reading reviews, adding movies to my watch list, finding movies that I'm like, oh, I've seen this, you know. So
right, that's like kind of why I've put it off, because like I'm gonna get on there and I'm just gonna like spend the next 3 days like rating shit.
I went when I first did it. I went through decade. I think after a certain point, I was just like,
as well.
I went through all the decades and just like
I finished with like 1100 the first login like of like to watch or that I have watched. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, probably a good idea. I mean, shit, I don't know, going by decade, or just
that's the easiest way
having
to
a
do
system, you know? Yeah.
And you can like see like kind of classic stuff that might be.
Is it just for movies or is it for shows too?
They have,
I think some shows
one season shows. Basically, any like limited series or like one season series. Which you know, I don't know if I fully agree with that idea, but like, they do it. So.
I use IMDb to kind of if I'm like looking for shows or want to track those. They got they got all that.
Gotcha.
TV time. That's how I track my
TV
shows.
time's what I use. Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
I don't know. Look, if I do one, I'm probably just gonna stick to one.
Do
Letterboxd.
Letterboxd. It's the better one.
Yeah, it is a better.
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see.
Too. I love reading the reviews because like people are funny and some people go hard. You know, they'll have like a full fucking thesis of like why this movie is shit or great.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But
fun to comb through.
Yeah, should we move on to our next chat then?
Yeah.
Sir Tarantino number 3.
Big day for you, man.
Yeah, man. This made a mental effort maybe like 10 years ago to be like, I watched a lot of Tarantino movies, but I'm not watching Jackie Brown because I'm going to save that one for later. Literally, I don't know why, but you know, last week was the week. So yeah, it was nice. It's a very good movie. I like the movie a lot. I think it's one that I'm going to rewatch, you know, I like most of Tarantino's movies. I'm going to rewatch it and kind of see how it grows on me over time. I don't know. This one came with the stigma. A lot of people thinking it's one of Tarantino's weaker movies, and
I'm surprised by that because I didn't think it was that weak, and I don't know, it was like toned down, but still like I don't know, the writing was still fantastic. Pam Grier, I mean, Jackie Brown as a character was like a super interesting character throughout the whole movie.
For sure.
So
I think the gut reaction coming off of like Pulp Fiction in the 90s, I can understand maybe why at that time it was like, well, you know, it wasn't Pulp Fiction, you know, like that because you only have 3 movies to really go on at that point too. So it's like, you know, they're not as good. It's not as good, but I don't know. I don't think it's my favorite of his. I think it's maybe in the lower threshold of his movies, but that doesn't say that this is a bad movie. I think it's more just that all of his other movies are that much better, in my opinion. But
I think that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, what do you think, Joe? About like,
I mean, like, I don't know. I think I wanted to like it more than I think I did. Because like I don't know. I think that I don't know. I have my gripes with it, but like overall, I think it was like pretty solid. And I think, like you said, I mean, yeah, it's just because Quentin Tarantino has like so many other fucking banger movies that like this kind of probably gets lost. But like also, so I guess like first, I kind of didn't really understand why you would cast like Robert De Niro for that part. I guess like I feel like he was kind of underutilized. Like you could have just thrown some other random dude in there, and like I don't know, I thought that was just kind of weird.
He fell flat.
And then like also we talked about like in Reservoir Dogs, I think we talked about like the use of the N-word and like holy fuck, like in this movie, like to some degree I think it's okay, but like dude, I don't know. I think it kind of was overboard. Like I mean, dude, like I don't know. I guess like that's another thing. I guess like I also just thought there were some like scenes or shots that I felt like went on just like way too long. I watched it like 2 weeks ago and I didn't write them down in particular, but like it came up at least 3 times. I wish I remembered which ones because I would reference it.
You were just like ready for the next scene, or you just were like done with it and you like thought it was.
It was just like zoomed in on like a person doing something for like just way too long. I thought like I don't know, maybe it's just like my opinion, but I felt like it could have just like you get the point. So like why are you carrying on the shot? Or like I felt like some scenes, maybe I just like was too out of it, but I felt like for instance when they meet up at the mall, um when Jackie's there and I can't remember the other dude's name, the dude with the Bonds dude. And like the
Matt
cops are not there. It's just like he went to go see a movie and then they just like walked by each other and met up. I guess I kind of didn't really understand like that scene in particular. I think there were a couple other ones. That's just the first one that I thought of. I didn't really get like the point. What like I felt like that kind of could have been cut, but like at the end, like Sam Jackson's character does see that they're like both together, and I feel like that kind of made the connection for him later on that like they're both involved. But ultimately, I don't know. I felt like there could have just been some cuts, really. I don't know.
That's fair.
But overall, I mean, I don't know. I like Jackie Brown's character. I liked her a lot. And like the Bonds dude, I kind of just liked how he acted. He's just like a super chill dude.
Yeah, very authentic. Like he came off very authentic.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like I thought Michael Keaton did a pretty good job. I don't know. I feel like he was like just like some scummy agent dude, basically. But like I don't know. He kind of like.
Dude, the more I see of Michael Keaton, because I haven't seen like too much of his stuff, especially like older stuff, the more I'm like, dude, this guy, he's got something.
Yeah,
sure.
I agree. Yeah.
I loved his leather jacket that just squeaked every movement he made.
What did you think about this one, Alex? Watching it back.
Yeah, so I watch a lot of. I have more opportunities now to watch movies because I watch one in the airport and then one on the plane. So I just download them on my phone and watch them. So it's kind of nice that I have scheduled time. So I got the opportunity to watch this twice, the last week. But I did watch it a while ago, and I thought, oh, this is in the lower threshold. But after the second rewatch, and then the third, it made me rearrange my whole Tarantino rankings. I don't. It's like it's a perfect film. I mean, it's great. I think the characters are some of the smartest characters he's written because they're all like competing to see who's the smartest, and it's just one slip up, and that's who gets got in the end. And it's just Ordell's character is super smart, super sinister, and Samuel Jackson, I think it's his best performance. Pam Grier, her character, she's a badass, but she's smart, but she doesn't play it off to where it's annoying, where she's acting better than everybody. So it's just like
she's like in the know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfect character. That and how she reacts and acts to situations and adapts to things without, being, like I said, annoying or over the top. And then Bond's boy, he was great in it too. And like you would think, oh, this dude is old and looks like a leather mitt that's been out in the sun too long. How does this work with Jackie Brown? But like the immediate connection he feels as she's walking out, it just kind of like sold it for me too. I'm like, I can see it,
Yeah, I
like he
moment.
just and then he hangs out with her for the night and gets her a drink, and then he sees that she takes his gun, but he's like cool with it because he understands, and he cares for her immediately. And then they kind of just work it out together. He realizes he's got his way, she's got her way. By the end of the film, it's just great. I thought it was very good, very smart story, well paced. All the characters were super smart on top of their fucking game.
Yeah,
very good.
I thought on the smart note, they're also like really cool characters. I mean, I guess like a Bonds dude isn't very cool, but like the way he's operating with
trying to say
the underbelly.
You don't like my Bonds, dude?
Is your Bond? Is he cool? Is he tight? You want to hang out with that guy?
I liked him. Yeah.
Right, well, fuck.
Big baseball dad energy.
I can talk to that guy.
Hell yeah. But just like making your characters like watchable is one of Tarantino's like best skills, I think, is like making the characters people that are smart and cool and fucking suave and like in their element in their own way, and that was a huge highlight for me. I think the Sam Jackson and Max, I forget it's Robert Forster.
Robert Forster.
Yeah. When they're sitting across the desk in the Bond's office, those were some of my favorite scenes, honestly, with just those two facing off.
Where can I put my ash?
Yeah. Immediately calls him out on like not washing his hands, and that just kind of like sets like the tone of like their communication, and I think that those scenes like that's where I made the note of like these guys are just cool and they're fucking. I just want to watch these guys, you know, like, and that was solid. And Pam Grier too. She's Tarantino. I mean, he writes really strong female characters. Some of the likes of which like other writers can't do. I'll say that. And they're definitely fleshed out and like raw in ways that are. Yeah. It's very. I enjoy watching his female characters a lot. So.
Definitely. Sure. That's what I really liked about this, the second and third watch through. Because the second watch through, I put it at like 4.5, and I was like, and I kept thinking, and I'm like, I think this is a perfect movie. I think I just need to watch it again. So that's when I rewatched it. I'm like, Pam Grier's character is just so good, and like you said, all these characters are so cool. You just kind of want to hang out with them. You know, you're just like, even Ordell and fucking Robert De Niro's character, Robert De Niro playing a stupid fuck the whole time, and it's just like. I don't know, his character's still kind of enjoyable, I guess. I mean, he has his purposes, and he's just the dumb fuck. And that's Ordell's downfall, is working with the dumb fucks, you know? Yeah. So,
see, I feel like he could have been interchanged. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, my God, yeah.
That scene was pretty shocking.
I love those scenes. Yeah. That like talk about smart characters, like when like you're when someone's telling you to get into a trunk, it's like dude, like come on, man. Yeah.
I like how, I mean, it was kind of blatant in this one, but that's his signature shot is the trunk shot, and he's like literally commenting about getting into the trunk in this one, where it's like very open with like his shot.
All I need you to do is pop out and wreck this motherfucker.
It just pulls around like into the little like fucking shitty parking lot, hits like a shit ton of hills, and then shoots him. Just like,
awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
That was great.
And the scene with the reveal of Pam Grier, Jackie Brown having the gun. I thought that scene was like so explosive with Sam Jackson showing up, and like she pulls a gun on him, immediately flips like his fucking attitude completely, has to like go into like the back burner, and like that was a fantastic scene. And I kind of agree, this is one of Sam Jackson's best roles, I'd say, but it also just made me write down the note of like I think Sam Jackson might be like one of the best actors alive, or like one of the I don't know, man. He just can hold attention and like energy in a scene in a way that like you kind of just like you kind of take it for granted, honestly, with him, where it's like, Sam Jackson's just doing his shit. But it's like, that man is so on top of the moment and everything he does that it's just like so compelling. So.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Man held it down in the MCU for a while. I mean.
He's literally kind of like,
do it all.
Yeah. Not anymore. I mean, shit.
I haven't seen Secret Wars.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know you mentioned shots that lingered too long and stuff, but actually one of my second and first rewatch of my rewatches here, I kind of just like appreciated, like there's a shot in Ordell's apartment where you just see, forget the woman's name, but it's like her leg, and it's just Robert De Niro sitting on the couch, you know, hitting the bong, and it's just her leg, and I'm like, this is such a pleasing shot. I don't know, Tarantino can make just the most ordinary shit just so interesting to just look at. And then you get to the scene where it's him and De Niro in the car, and they're trying to figure out who took the money. Any normal writer, director, I would think, would just be like, oh, the character knows it's Jackie Brown, but like he sits there and lets Sam Jackson like think it out, you know, and it just lingers on that shot and that pull in, and I'm just like, this is good shit right here. So
that really made the Ordell character seem like a powerhouse. Like he's like reactive in that moment, and he has so many different things to consider, and then he like fights through it all, and like you're there that whole time. I love that moment. And similarly, the way he like kills De Niro is like shot well too.
It used to be beautiful.
Yeah. And you don't see the gun go off. You just see like the blood splatter from the back. Like that's pretty solid.
So shocking too. It just comes out of nowhere. Just bang.
And so I didn't really feel it when I was watching it, but I kind of get what you're saying, Joe, where De Niro maybe, because right when I saw him, I was like instantly overjoyed that De Niro was in a Tarantino movie. That it was like a treat for me to be like, oh, holy fuck, there's like a nugget of actor Tarantino history that I haven't like found. And I think the character is pretty solid, and he plays it very like low key and out of it, you know. But think when you say like I pictured somebody else doing that, and I think somebody else could have done that. So like
that's like exactly what I thought too. Yeah, because like I was thinking, I didn't really look it up, but I mean, like he started doing shit, getting popular in like the 80s, right, or late 80s.
Yeah.
So I mean, like at this point, like when this came out, I mean, like he was already pretty well known, right? I mean, so I mean, that's kind of why I was like, I don't know. I feel like you kind of could have got somebody else for that part. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, he did it fine. I mean, I don't know.
But at the same time, I mean, it lets people like Pam Grier and Robert Forster kind of have time to breathe, it's for a change. It's not a huge star in the main role. It's obviously there's Sam Jackson, but that's just a Tarantino trope at this point. But like, I don't know, it gave Pam Grier's character and Robert Forster, because he wanted to play Robert Forster. That's what he auditioned for. But Tarantino wanted him to play this because he wrote the part for Pam Grier and for Robert Forster, and he told basically Robert Forster that he's going to do it, whether or not he likes it. So, nice. And so yeah, so I don't know. I didn't mind it. I liked that it let the other characters breathe, and it wasn't just like, oh shit, it's a Robert De Niro movie. It's
that's true. Yeah, because I was thinking like if they, I don't know, I wanted like a little more, I don't know, like goofiness or like silliness out of him or something. Which there was like a little bit with like how awkward and kind of out of it he is. But no, that's a good point because I think it did like lend to his character, and by the end of his character's end, he's kind of got to knowing where he ends up.
He's just sloppy and kind of dumb.
And not really institutionalized, and not really.
I think as far as like his acting career goes, this is probably a role that like is not the antithesis to what he can do, but it's very outside of what he was probably doing before this. So I think like it's like almost a bait and switch with this movie that he's trying to do with Robert De Niro, where it's like, you want Raging Bull, but you're gonna get him doing nothing and fucking dying at the end. Like, I don't know.
So weird. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time, I just like enjoyed De Niro's performance. So
it was good. I mean, what he did. I mean, it was good. What he gave to the characters when him and I can't remember the girl's name. And I watched it twice last week. But
it starts with an M.
Yeah, when they're just hanging out, and it's like the comedic timing between the two of them when they're looking at this picture in Japan, and she's like, "Want to fuck?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And then
3 minutes later, I thought the buildup of that scene was great because you're just like waiting for them to kind of like get to that shit, and then the next scene instantly like alleviates all that in such a like great way where it's like he's basically just like, I left you alone so you probably haven't fucked in a while, so I kind of like toss you a bone there. And then De Niro's like he like smiles and like realizes the situation he was put in, and it just like levels out in the bar or whatever. And I just love that scene too after that.
Yeah, that's good.
And then the relationship between him and her kind of changed now that he's had his post nut, and he's starting to realize like, man, this person is actually good for nothing. And then he's remembers, I'm loyal to Ordell, not just the pussy, so
and he's but like he's not. That's what I love about like the line, I guess, used to be beautiful, is like I kind of imagine him as like a Vincent Vega-esque character back in the day, where he's like, I guess he wasn't really on it either, he was literally taking a shit and died, but like he had it, he was on it, and now he's like out of jail smoking weed and just like flat and not like I don't know. So his end of the journey was like justified, I guess. But
I don't know. I ended up, because after I watched Speed, I was like, damn, my level of enjoyment, like where they're so different. I don't know. I ended up with 4 stars on Speed, and I was like, this could be 4 stars, could be 4.5. Landed on 4.5. 4.5 for this one though, because I think it is. I think upon rewatch, Alex, I think I'll be with you where I'll just enjoy it that much more.
Rewatch, at least for me, was a great payoff. I'm glad I did it a couple times, and I want to rewatch it again just because it's so well paced. I mean, why not? 2.5 hours fly the fuck by.
I did not feel that.
Yeah, I thought it was very well paced, leading up to like the collisions of all the storylines in the mall. That was really fun. I mean, that was like classic Tarantino like storytelling, out of order, non-linear or whatever. But I kind of felt like it should have wrapped after that a little sooner. Felt that like the last half hour while it needed it, because you had to get like Pam Grier and Robert Forster back together to like have their send off after they win and have to like talk to the cops and get out of the situation now. It just didn't really like serve the overall pace to me at the end, where it was like build up, storyline, build up, and then it's like now we got 30 more minutes. You know, I don't know.
I could see like the walk into the sun moment for this movie for sure, like where they board a flight with Pam's something, and that's that. You know, like they made it out with it, kind of thing.
I mean, it's kind of the end you get. Like, I like the the denouement or whatever that she played him enough, but still was like okay to him enough that it's like we both won. It's I guess it's just like it took too long to get there. It just took too many scenes or too many like closing out of the story moments to pack a huge Tarantino-esque ending punch, you know, like because the punch is like the collision, and then it's like where do the characters fall, you know, like but really smart filmmaking by Tarantino. I enjoy the shot, the opening shot with just Jackie Brown on the conveyor, with like the multicolored wall behind her, and then later in the film she's on the conveyor and it's just a blue wall behind her, and it's like blending with her her outfit for the airport or whatever, just like hinting that she's like one with the universe, hinting she's because that's right before she's about to go do all the shit, you know, like the drop and all this shit. So like just
feeling herself.
Yeah, smart colorization, just to be like she was here and now she's here. She's like with it now, you know. So
yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Film Artur Tarantino.
Never disappoints.
Yeah, I guess never. Also, I did feel like a little bit of like Pulp Fiction energy like parlayed over into this project somewhat. Because like I guess, I mean, just like the 90s, I was like wondering like, because this movie's really good, and I think some people would consider it in top threshold of Tarantino, but I question like, is it because classic Tarantino is better, or is it because like his like later revenge driven like focused noir-esque, or not noir, but like genre-esque like films, I think they pack way more, and I like them more. But like I see the value of like his 90s shit, where it's like outside of that and it's like only him just telling stories in like LA kind of, you know, and like
it's like this was his stamp in pop culture, and then he moved on to what he's always loved, which was genre movies.
Right. So it's kind of like the last,
and that's where he's having the most fun too. You know, I mean, you start with Next Kill Bill, and he's having a fucking blast. You know,
he's going crazy, for sure.
Yeah. So, and then from that point on, it's I mean, so I would even say Hollywood's still him having fun.
Yeah. So I guess like, would you say like, I don't know. I guess it's like, is this better than his later shit, or is this like?
See, that's what's tough about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out when we get there,
right? Yeah, right.
Like
I don't know, man.
Said, no, if I could have my top 10, 9 of them would be Tarantino's movies. So I don't know. It's hard for me to be like, are these better? Which, I mean, obviously I have them in my favorite order. But who knows? Maybe all these watch-throughs, it'll stir up the pot a little. I mean, Jackie Brown already did. I mean, it came through and made a sharp turn. So,
for sure to shake it up a little bit.
I don't know. That's tough. It's definitely you could see the phases he's going through. Like obviously now with Hollywood, and then his final movie being The Film Critic, I think that'll be less revenge driven and more
almost like Once
his
Upon a Time
view on what his kind of fantasy and what he loves about Hollywood type situation, you know. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I guess like it's whatever flavor you really like, because I don't know, it's hard to choose, because I love like the open worldness of these early films, but I really love the harnessed focused like visions of his later films. So it's like
definitely.
That's tough. I wonder if like that'll be in our rankings at the end, if that'll be like a divider, or if there'll be like a mix, you know, of like those older ones with those later ones. Kind of interested to see that a little bit.
Any other final comments on
that ranking's
Jackie
gonna
Brown?
be hard.
Yeah, it is gonna be kind of difficult.
So what'd you guys rate it? I know, no, you said 4.5. Man.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna end on 4, but I don't see myself having an issue going to 4.5 on a rewatch. I think I will probably easily be able to do that. So
Yeah, I'm
Phil?
pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I'm at 4, but like I think rewatching this, I feel like it'll only improve. I don't know.
It really helps get the storylines straightened out too. Because I know when I first watched it, it was like that was the one down thing was where I was like trying to keep up with what was happening. But I was young back then, young and unwise,
couldn't follow
young and stupid me.
Uncultured.
But yeah, no, definitely the rewatches pay off.
I feel like that's how I've kind of felt on all of these 3 movies so far. Like I feel like a rewatch could pay off for all of them.
Yeah.
See,
Just speaks to
I
the
guess
quality.
I didn't feel it as much with Reservoir Dogs, but definitely with Pulp Fiction in this one, I feel like a rewatch would definitely improve it. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just like little details I feel like you could pick out more easily or something, or just like I don't know, just overall just like improve the story. You just have a better like view of what's going on, you know?
For sure.
The characters are so good that it's like you'll find new things to like love or hate about them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to my mom about Tarantino's movies, and I was like, "Yeah, he's working on his last film." She's like, "Oh, are you pretty sad?" I'm like, "I don't know. I mean, I'm sad, but at the same time, it's like all his movies are so rewatchable that it's just kind of timeless, and I'll always go back to watch them, and they always feel brand new." So
yeah, definitely entertaining every watch, and all of his movies are like they don't like get old. I'd say so. That's nice.
Yeah,
I don't know if he can't stop at 10, man. He's gonna go past it. He's gonna write 10.
Wait, I thought so. Like I don't know. I thought when Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out, I thought that was supposed to be his last movie. Was that not true?
It's 9.
that was number 9.
Gotcha. Okay, so it was always at 10. Like it was always like.
That's what he's always said. 10 movies and he's done.
Yeah, I think since like Kill Bill, he's had this plan, but plans change over the years, man. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But
I feel like
we're
he's
being
like an addict.
fair, Kill Bill was supposed to be one movie. It was supposed to be the whole bloody affair.
He
so
claims
I mean, come on.
Interesting. So it could be 11 if you count Kill Bill as basically like 1,
doesn't he?
Right.
I think that's 2. I mean, he considers it 1, but I think it's counted as 2 in his filmography with Death Proof.
I thought it was just 1. But man, I don't have to add them all up again.
Interesting.
Speaking of, you might be right actually. Now I'm thinking about it. Speaking of Kill Bill, do we want to watch 1 and 2 together for our next one, or do you want to watch 1?
I feel like we should just do both, right? I mean,
I agree. That's how it was meant to be. That's what God would have wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And I know me and Alex have seen Kill Bill. Have both of you guys seen Kill Bill or no?
Yeah, I've seen Kill Bill.
Okay.
Really, I think the only ones out of Quentin Tarantino's movies that I haven't seen were Jackie Brown and whatever the one you just mentioned was.
Death Proof.
Yeah, Death Proof. I haven't seen that either.
With
But
Death
I think I've
we
seen the
should
rest.
I think we should watch Planet Terror with Death Proof personally too. I just think it's just a fun time.
Yeah, I'll probably
like wine and steak.
Wait,
and
what
wine?
is Planet Terror?
It's the Grindhouse double feature.
Yeah.
So like, is it more Quentin Tarantino shit?
It's Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, yeah, I'm down. I'm down to watch it. Yeah, fuck it.
Hell yeah, you gotta get that experience.
It's a fun. Yeah, it's a good ride.
Yeah, so
after that 4 rooms, count me in.
Yeah. So should we do the movie chess picks? I think I forgot about them. But
yeah. I got my picks lined up. I'm ready to send.
Me too. Honestly, I think this was the most stacked pick we've had yet.
I got stuck between, do I pick with the season that we're in because there's so many horror movies, or do I pick what my heart wants, which is kind of mainly horror movies, but I think I got a good overlap split. Yeah.
I just went with my heart. I was like, maybe we'll do a horror movie like in a couple weeks, maybe. I just want to, a couple of these movies I just want to fucking watch so bad. So
yeah.
I got one more.
Yeah, like honestly, like 20 of those movies, like I want to watch like pretty badly. So, yeah.
Speaking of wanting to watch movies badly, you guys got your tickets to Killers of the Flower Moon yet?
Not yet. When is it?
October 20th. Tickets went on sale 2 days ago.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man. Gotta give.
Yeah, okay.
I think
Is it like limited release and on that.
No, it's pretty much wide release. I mean, I got it in IMAX, so they're just opening it on all screens. So
I mean, is
Hell
it
yeah.
for some reason maybe I'm thinking of The Killer or whatever, but like is this like related to Netflix at all?
it's an Apple. It'll be on
Gotcha.
Apple.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
But
I got rid of my Apple TV Plus, so I guess I have to see it in the theater.
There you go. I might go see Dumb Money too. That's the next one that kind of interests me.
I've been waiting for that to pop in. It's not in any theaters around me.
I think it's coming to my
kinda interested.
AMC today or tomorrow, finally. So
Oh, nice. I need to see Saw. Can you believe this?
Saw
Saw
10.
X has an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Holy
Wow.
shit!
The Saw
All right.
lovers just wanted it back. They're just happy that there's another one.
Every single Saw movie has been in like the highest it's gotten is like a 50%. And Rotten Tomatoes is full of shit most of the time, but I'm just shocked, to be honest.
That is kind of crazy.
Hmm.
That
I mean, I love
fucking-
Saw. It's a good torture porn, but like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just interested to see if it is actually good.
I only watched like the first 3, and I was just like,
Really?
I got it.
Honestly, I don't think I've seen any of. Like I've seen parts of some of them, but I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen any of them.
Really?
But then again, I'm not a horror guy, so like
We watched the
Like
first
horror,
one
but-
last year,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
For
I think there was a
for our
movie
horror
just-
dive, or 2 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it horror?
Two
just
years
a horror?
ago, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow. Damn. Stay gold. 2 years.
Stay gold, baby.
Holy shit.
We got our picks for movie chest number 56 or whatever.
Yeah.
Y'all ready for
Ready.
Hold up.
this? Fire!
Wow, put the Superman movie on there.
Hell
Let's
yeah,
go.
Thought
dude.
about it too. Yeah.
Hell
Damn, okay.
yeah.
I almost put Texas Chainsaw Massacre just because I
Me
actually
too.
haven't
Wow.
seen it. So
Leaving
neither.
Las Vegas looks like it's their one.
That's the one. All
All
right.
right.
sure.
Nick Cage.
Yeah, I did want to watch that one. That
Hey.
one was like my top 5. So
Hmm.
I've just heard Amadeus is
Damn,
like
I
a
picked
fucking
2 Nick
great
Cage
movie.
movies.
You just like
Did I
Nick
put The Rock
Cage.
down too? I mean, yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Next week, Leaving Las Vegas, Kill Bill.
Volume 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
pumped for that shit.
Yeah, me too. Pretty high. More Uma Thurman in the house. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Well, you guys been watching anything good?
Holy.
Been watching a lot.
I've watched a lot of just random movies. I finally finished the second Spider-Verse movie.
Oh,
God, that was boring.
really? You didn't like it?
God, it was brutal. It took me like 3 sessions to get through it.
It's a long movie.
Damn.
And the way it ends is such bullshit.
It's
Like,
not
what
an
a
ending.
fucking cop out. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's like they could have ended it maybe 30 minutes sooner and made put together a better ending than that bullshit.
It's fair.
Yeah.
But they didn't, and they decided to waste more time on Gwen's story than they needed to, and then tried to cram all this other bullshit in there. I don't know. It was just kind of. It was fun.
Not as
It was
good as the
whatever.
first. It didn't hit like the first one for sure.
I also watched that new one on Hulu that's kind of gaining some traction. The No One Can Save You. It's
Hmm.
like basically a
Oh.
silent film.
Yeah.
I've heard about it.
How's
I didn't
that?
really know much on it though. So
Pretty okay. I mean, it was kind of silly to be honest. And some parts kind of made my eyes roll. But alien movies, it's fun.
yeah, right.
I'm with you
Sci-fi.
there,
I'm
yeah.
already halfway there. You just
Yeah.
gotta give me like decent premise or a decent actor. Honestly,
Yeah.
That shit's in
And,
space, dog.
I'm there, man.
Coming.
I want to go.
Last off.
Honestly,
Hey.
I rewatched Birdman.
I've
That's-
only watched
that's
it
the-
once.
That's, a
That's
good
the
movie.
Warner movie for us. That's the Warner. That's like
Yeah.
It's
when I
decent.
was
Wild.
watching it happen, I was like,
Yeah.
this is it. Why are we talking 1917? Fuck that movie. First
I'll
off.
give you that. I'll give you that. Birdman is
This
like
is it. It was
Oh,
just
is
so
this some
much
good
more
shit?
creative.
I haven't
Like the
actually
way
seen
it
it,
cast
but it like
from Days.
Talk
it
about
was
Michael
like so
Keaton.
creative about it. Oh my god, it was good.
yeah, it is.
The story was
And-
okay,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
like the craftsmanship of the movie itself, I
It's
was just
insane.
mesmerized.
for sure.
Yeah, there's some like amazing the like surrealism of that movie too, the way that works in.
I
Yeah.
love the drum set.
Awesome.
The
So
dude on
good.
the drums, like literally in the scene, even though he's just
Yeah.
there to like do the music. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just pretty cool. But I only watched it once,
Fucking-
and the plot falls a little bit flat for me. But like the theatricality of it all definitely packs a punch.
Was so. It's the guy. It's the cinematographer from Children of Men. So he was on top of the structure of.
They got the right guy.
Yeah. So it was just After rewatching, I was like, wow, this is like just like I said, the story, but the craftsmanship was pretty amazing to watch unfold. So
have you seen The Revenant?
Good. I have. Yeah.
Same guy, so I was just curious with you.
Yeah. It was okay. I mean, Robert De Niro, not Robert De Niro, Leonardo just kind of grunting for 2 hours. It's just kind of like, this is what he won his Oscar for when he pulls out Calvin Candy and Django.
It's what the people
The
want.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Daryl Dixon taught him anything. It's that you grunt and people like you.
You grunt and you have greasy hair. And,
You're out in the woods. These are key ingredients for something special, I guess.
Yeah.
What else is that? It though, or
I watched one more, Man on Fire. Denzel Washington. That dude fucking is insane. Love that guy. Fun movie. Very fun movie.
Does he get set on fire in that movie?
No, but he sticks a bomb up some guy's ass. Pretty fucking rad.
All right.
and he's not like vulgar about it. He's surgical about it too. He's like, you see this? This is what inmates use to smuggle shit in their ass. I got one up your ass right now with this in it. And C4. And I'm like, what the hell? This is awesome. Tony Scott doing his fucking thing, So
nice. Hell yeah.
The old prison purse.
It was good. It was fun though. I mean, I think Denzel, again, one of his best performances is in that movie. So it's great.
Nice.
The dude knows how to entertain.
For sure.
True. I just been watching the shits on the TV, really. Welcome to Wrexham. Keeping up on that.
Yeah, I started the first episode. I haven't watched much more than that though.
The most recent
But I did think it was funny because you talked about getting a shirt, right, Matt?
Yeah.
And
I was supposed to show up today.
They highlight a lot in the first episode how many new fans they have and shit, and how many jerseys they've been selling and stuff. Right. And I thought that was funny.
Yep, everybody's a fan now.
Did you get yourself a jersey or
not yet? I'm gonna wait till it's not cool anymore, and that's when I'm gonna freaking be the hipster.
Gonna get not Paul Mullins.
I mean, they're highlighting new players, which I'm like, that guy's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's pretty cool. So it's nice that they're kind of trying to take away the mysticism of just Mullen to kind of open up more players. So
yeah, I got some superstars now. That Mendy, there's a lot of Mendys in soccer.
Yeah,
and they're all usually good from what I've
you just gotta adopt the name and you become good at soccer.
Yeah, pretty much channel it.
Was he the defenseman that I don't know if you watched the most recent ones, but
okay. I watched it today actually. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I liked the one with Sean's Vacation. The Wrexham, they do standard documentary, but then they do kind of their own attempts at different styles, which I can respect as an overall attempt. So
some episodes will dive into some intimate fans or people's stories, and that most recent one was pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
That I've been watching. What else have I been watching? Oh, a little more Reservoir Dogs. I'm not caught up in the third season yet.
Reservation Dogs, yeah.
Reservation Dogs, yeah.
Yeah, I have one episode left, I think. Just 3. The episode that came out this week.
How was it, the newest season, comparatively?
I'm halfway through, but it's nice. It's not. I think
it's been good, yeah.
It feels like a little bit of an after. It's like the drink you have when you go home. It's I'll pour my one right before I go to bed. It's like that kind of feeling, I guess. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that. Because I feel like at the end of season 2, they kind of I don't know.
They climax emotionally.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of naughty, but yeah.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I don't know. The main themes of the first 2 seasons are with their friend David, I think. Maybe I don't know. I think it starts with a D. I don't know.
Daniel.
Daniel. Yeah. And I mean that kind of story thread kind of ends at the end of the second season. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of just tying up characters Like,
I'm excited to see the final episode just to kind of see what they leave you with. I'm curious for that. So
yeah. I am too.
Yeah, I know the goal was to get to LA and all that, so I don't know. Yeah. The dream.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other shows?
What else? Oh, fuck, that's delicious. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Hulu. Been watching like mostly stuff on Hulu. But fuck, that's delicious. It's just Action Bronson and his crew.
Yeah.
I think I added it to like my list or whatever, my stuff. But I haven't actually watched it.
I think it's funny.
I like watching shit where they just eat like good
I love
food
shows. Yeah. Me too.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny. They go like it's crazy, like they'll go like fucking crazy high end like caviar in France and wine, like be traveling and on his tour and stuff and like be recording, and then they'll go back to New York and just hit up a taqueria, like
hit a taco truck.
Cool. Yeah, it's like cool. I vibe with this.
Nice. Yeah. I'd rather like watch a guy like Action Bronson just go eat some food than like a snobby food critic, honestly. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
just because it's probably more entertaining, and I could probably relate to what he's saying more about like just enjoying the food. So
definitely, he's living life. He's living it up.
Nice.
Other than that, that's been my unemployment binge.
Well, it's just begun.
Yeah,
it's just the start.
Yeah, long haul ahead.
What about you, Joe? You been watching anything?
I don't know. I haven't been watching like really too much. I haven't really had like a lot of time. Pretty much just the stuff for this and catch up on my shows like Reservation Dogs, and that's about it. I need to catch up on Under Wrexham, and I don't know if I'm watching any other shows currently because a lot of my shows like ended a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Fargo's going to start up soon. I'm excited for that one.
Saw that.
All right.
Did you see the True Detective teaser?
I did not.
I did. I saw something about it earlier today, but I didn't actually like watch anything or read in detail.
Jodie Foster.
Excited for that too. I'll watch that for sure.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen all 4 seasons of Fargo, though, I would highly recommend watching those seasons. Like they're all each one's different, but that's one of the best shows on TV for sure.
Yeah. Fargo season 2 is like
phenomenal. 1 and 2 are fantastic. 3 is really good, and 4 is like pretty good. It's okay. Like, but
is it HBO?
It's FX on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Whatever now.
Okay.
It's got good shit.
FX makes
they put it out as
if it's not HBO,
FX
FX
makes
is
good shit.
right there.
Yeah,
for sure.
It used to be AMC, and then now they're just the parents of.
They peaked in 2010 or whatever the fuck with like Mad Men, Breaking Bad, and Walking Dead, and then they're just like
It's been a slow decline. Yeah.
Look.
Well, boys, I finished the Spielberg run, so.
Damn.
It was like 30 something films. It was pretty crazy. It was a long haul.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
I binged in like 3 weeks or something too. So it's cool to watch them all condensed like that. I mean, I really enjoy our dives, but I just wanted to like check off some of these fucking dudes' films. So like, yeah, I mean, I will say Spielberg, I think the first half of his career has a lot more bangers and a lot more heavy hitters than his second half, but you got little gems here and there. I thought Lincoln was pretty good. Daniel Day-Lewis, phenomenal. Yeah, phenomenal in it. And
I've only seen like half of it, but I mean, from what I've seen, I was actually like pretty engaged. Yeah, but then I had to like stop watching for some reason. I don't really know what happened. But,
I mean.
You got shot, and then you were like,
well, I was kind of surprised because, like, I don't know. I assumed I wouldn't really be that into it, but like for some reason, I don't know. I got pretty
kind of
into
predictable.
It, for sure. It's a long movie, but that one breezed for me surprisingly. So I was like, oh shit, that must have been compelling. I didn't feel the time. So, but other ones like War Horse, it's decent. Honestly, like,
I remember loving that movie when I first watched it, and then I rewatched it, and I was like.
It's very schmaltzy. Like, I mean, it's like Spielberg. Like,
what did I see in this?
Getting back on the schmaltz train. Yeah,
just like on a horse kick or something. Like I don't know.
This dude like horses.
Yeah. I mean,
the horse boy at heart.
Horse makes it through the war, man. It's just it's a heart wrenching tale.
Courageous, compelling. I get it.
And I wanted to like Minority Report more, but that one kind of just I didn't really
That's
dig
one
the
I've
vibe of
always
it.
wanted to watch.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Wait, is that what's the plot of that movie? Is that
like
the
you
one
can
with the
see
person in the
crime.
bathtub?
Yeah, you
And
can
there's
like
like a
see
like
the
an
future.
okay, because
crime.
like Alex, you
Yeah.
sent that trailer for that movie. Was it Argyle or something?
Oh,
And like
totally.
for some reason, I like connected with Minority Report, where I'm like, it's kind of like similar, but like this is totally a different vibe.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a person writing down the shit, and it's
Yeah.
like kind of comedic. It seems
Predicting
like, but
crime.
like it's kind of like a similar premise ish. I don't know.
Somewhat.
That's like immediately what my mind went to, and then I had to like look up what the name of that movie was.
Yeah. Yeah.
If Spielberg didn't direct Minority Report, it'd be so much better, in my opinion. But
Really.
I just feel like it's got too much shine and too much.
I do
don't
not
know.
like the look of that movie. I know it was like a stylistic approach, but it does not. His cinematographer is very hit or miss in his second half of his career. Like, I respect his attempts, but at a certain point, I'm just like, you should not have done this the whole movie. You know, like, I don't know.
I agree.
But,
War of the Worlds, did you like that one?
Dude, that's such a good movie, man.
I love that movie.
Love that
movie. I
And
remember loving that movie the first watch. Yeah.
It's so that one grabs
feels
you.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the situations
so
you're feeling are so compelling. And it's I think that one's in the back half of his career, it's one of his better ones for sure. That and The Terminal.
I agree.
I love The Terminal too.
Hey, The Terminal is good.
I love that. Yeah.
Tom Hanks may have a fucked up accent or whatever he's going for.
I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Dude, it's better. Have you guys seen Munich though? Because I wanted to like that movie, Spielberg, and I think that it's so fucking bad. And the accent work in that movie is some of the worst I've ever seen in any movie, if not the worst. Like, it's Eric Bana just doing absolutely nuts shit with his like.
Well, what's he going for? Like, what's it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be like Saudi. I want to say and it's a bunch of white dudes just playing fucking like some accent that they don't even are no attachment to at all. So it's like
they have coaches, all right. They have
that
coaches.
Dude. That dude skipped all his lessons, bro. Like it's like, and I'm assuming somebody's gonna argue and be like, well, actually, you know, it's not the stereotypical fucking accent that you think it is. I'm like, no, that's not an accent, dude. That's not that guy's not real. Like,
it's a caricature. Yeah.
That took me out of the movie so hard, and that movie just bombed in my mind. I wanted to. I see like ratings of like 4 stars where I'm like, no.
So just send me all the list of the Spielberg ones that you did enjoy, and I'll go through go through those. Right? I mean, I do want to see like a lot of Spielberg stuff because you know, he's like the GOAT. But,
I liked watching all of his movies. I mean, there's definitely ones that are not good, but he's made 30 films, so it's like he's a very prolific guy. And rewatching The Fabelmans, his most recent one, is a good movie. It's real. I like that it's like that's the one I ended on because it's basically just him telling his own story. Same kind of thing though. Michelle Williams on the rewatch almost tanks that whole movie. It's kind of crazy. Her performance is so over the top, and
isn't that really a good actress to begin with, in my opinion?
She's good because you can tell she's like going through ranges of emotions and like tearing up and like getting there, but it's like, dude, tone it down 6 levels and then we'll go somewhere. You know, like it's like too much.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the movie. I think it's Blue Velvet with Ryan Gosling that she just kind of like. The movie's really good, but I think
Blue Valentine, I believe, is the title.
Blue Valentine, yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Is she in that one?
She's an actor's actor. It's like she wants to just. I want to get the care. I don't know. It was just.
Give me the limelight.
Make it believable, man. Don't make it seem like you're like fishing for performance. You know, it's too much. It's too fucking much. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's nice to be done with Spielberg. I kind of want to float some director ideas to you guys if you're going to watch them or not after this, I guess. But
yeah,
I also watched all of Ari Aster's short films, and I would highly recommend going through his films. I kind of enjoyed them more than I thought I would. Weird ass dude, dark ass dude, but I'm going through people's shorts. They're all on YouTube. It's kind of interesting going through like directors' early shorts more. I'm kind of diving into those because it's like it kind of inspires you to like go out and make more. To me, at least, because it's like, wow, they started there, and then they got here. You know, like
that kind of like reminded me. I think I think the first one came out today. Like Wes Anderson's releasing a couple shorts on like Netflix.
Yeah.
I think
It's like
they
4
come
of
out.
them.
Yeah,
this
and
week.
I think
Cool.
one might have came out today, and then they come out
Yeah.
like there's one a day for the next like 4 days or
I
something.
thought there was
like
only
that.
gonna be one. Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them.
Sweet. Yeah, but it's.
That's-
I used to like write off shorts and be like, it's not a real film. But like, if you can craft it in 12 minutes, good job. Like, and as long as it's like well done. Obviously, most shorts are like kind of primitive or amateurish, but if you can like see through some of the things, especially for Ari Aster, a couple of his, I was like, dude, I get it. Like I got what you're trying to fucking go for, man.
Yeah.
Like, so it was good. It was cool. I'd recommend it.
I love the idea of filming shorts just as like a proof of concept, because I think
Yeah.
that's like what, in my mind, that's what like they function as. It's like, okay, I have this idea, like put it to screen, and if it sings, then you got something, and maybe you could expand upon it.
Yeah.
So I love watching shorts for that, because then, yeah, like you said, it's inspiring that way.
Yeah, he's got a couple of shorts where I'm like, you could expand that, bro. One of them is just like a dude's dick shrinking, and it was my favorite one. So it's fucking great.
Yeah.
But then he has one called Bo, where it's basically like the genesis for Bo is Afraid, and it was my least favorite one. I was like, well, that makes sense because that concept maybe shouldn't have been expanded into a full 2 and 3 hour film. Like, so you can kind of see their decision making along the way too, with some of their short films, or like if it deserves expansion or not. But other than that, the only other thing, I've been binging Sopranos hard. I got 3 episodes left. Feeling pretty successful. And I have to make a case to you, Alex, to try this show again, just because.
Oh, I want to.
No, I know for sure. I'm just like trying to reiterate, like, I think it's a show for you, honestly. If you can get past some of like, if you can get on board with the characters and like them and want to see them, it becomes a really good show. And it's like very like subtly brilliant through the whole course of its run. It does pack like high moments of like, it just plays an episode and then out of nowhere, the most violent thing you'll ever see happens. And then it just kind of moves on, and then they just play the rest of the episode. Like,
hell yeah,
it's crazy. And that's like the formula for that show. And I mean, I love Soprano. I love Tony Soprano as a character now. I see like Vince Gilligan looking at Tony Soprano and forming Walter White. So it's like, there's so much there. And the show, to be quite honest, like, I don't think modern shows have hit some of the notes that The Sopranos has hit, which like is, I don't know. I kind of viewed it to be only like a forebear to what I like, but this one hooked me in season 3 onward to be like, this show's fucking great. Like, and it's, I really like it. It takes some turns with characters that are shocking as fuck. And like, I'm in the end of the series now, and I hope it can close it out well. I hear it's a terrible ending, but 3 episodes to the end, they're making moves that are like, that's a series closer, like, so it's good, but I'm kind of worried it's not going to fully leave me with the best taste. But I don't know. At the start of it, didn't like it, didn't see the value. By the end of it, I get it. I just got to say I get it. Like, so.
I'll start it this. Yeah, I'll start it this weekend, and I'll see. I'll push through because like I said, I've seen the first couple episodes. I'll start them over, but yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, I gave The Wire a chance after the first episode was kind of like getting you started, and I'm so glad I did. So hey, maybe this will be the same effect.
I hope it can like latch onto it, because as I was like watching the later seasons, I'm like, this is like the exact type of like situation and writing that Alex loves. Like, so it's like, as long as you can get past kind of like the early stages of it, it definitely like shoots you. So.
Yeah, no. All right. You've inspired me, because right now I'm just watching like Modern Family, and like I move, like I watched Boys in the Hood. I watched that one. But like I just turned on something and kind of work my way through a movie off my watch list.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, nothing on TV is really hooking me, and there's no show really calling me. So, but now Sopranos is beckoning. So.
Start it up. Let me know what you think. But
I'll do it.
See, I got a problem with getting. I like watch. I did it with Fargo, True Detective, and The Sopranos, where I watched the first season, and then I just stopped. I don't know why. I just like hit that. I was like, all right. I got my fix, my fill.
For sure.
I mean, I kind of get it with True Detective. And I mean, from what you said about Fargo, how like the seasons are different. I mean, I kind of get that too.
Right.
And yeah,
Season 1 and 2 kind of go together.
A little bit, yeah. It's definitely two different like timelines or whatever, but
it's fucking awesome.
That's definitely a factor.
Yeah, I mean, Sopranos too. It's a tough one to recommend because it's like 80 episodes, and if you don't want to spend 50 minutes watching it, it might be the worst show you watch. You know, I don't know. It's like hard to, because I wasn't about it for the first 2 seasons really. I was just watching it out of obligation, and then it like dink, something that's like, woo, no, Soprano, I like him now, or like I know this guy now, and
yeah.
So you gotta wade through some of it, I'd say, but.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
I got stuck.
I'll put my my rubber boots
drowned. On. Yeah, that's but that's really it for me. I don't know. Did you guys? So I also made a list of all the filmographies that I want to go through, and it's fucking disgusting. But I made a list of also the ones like that we might do on the channel. And I'm just going to float, I guess, like some names to see if there's any interest. Because if not, I'll just rope them into like my own watches. You know what I'm saying?
Are they like people from the list that you?
Yeah, I think there's a couple more. But yeah, Mel Brooks.
I'm in. Yeah.
And I'm leaving out some that I figured we want to do, like Wes Anderson, Coen Brothers, Guillermo del Toro, like Christopher Nolan. I just kind of assumed we would do those ones. But these are the ones that I'm like, do we want to, you know? Mel Brooks.
I think Mel Brooks would be so fun to just talk about.
For sure. Okay, John Carpenter, is that one that we... And also, can we get through all these? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to kind of think like...
Yeah.
But also, I'll open a door. Like, I'm going to do these dives at a rapid pace, I'd say. But if anyone wants to do the dive with me, like, I'll do it with... like, and, you know, I'd like to talk about him. So, like, if we want to do 3 films a week for one director... I don't give a shit. I mean, I'll watch him, you know, like,
okay.
So, but like everybody doesn't have to do that. So like, it's just really, just let me know.
John Carpenter would be a lot of fun. I feel like there's a lot of heart in a lot of his stuff that kind of bleeds into pop culture. And
man, Christine, that's like The Killer Taxi,
Live, The Thing, Big Trouble, Little China. I mean,
Escape from L.A. and New York.
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep him on.
Get down.
Keep him on.
Yeah.
What else we got here? David Cronenberg.
Yeah.
Is that one we can get through, or what's the?
I really don't know much.
So I would, but I think I've seen most of his movies, so I guess it doesn't matter.
We'll just rattle off some of his shit.
The Fly, and Videodrome
are 2 that
we've watched. Eastern Promises, yeah.
History of Violence.
They're usually grungy, kind of darker.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a maybe from me, dog.
Yeah, that's all I need to hear. You know, some of these, like, we'll decide if we want to do them. You know, Brian De Palma is one.
Oh,
yeah.
He's got a lot of movies too, so I was thinking maybe just not do him. But I hear his films are really good.
De Palma, huh?
Yeah, I don't really know who that is.
He made the first Mission Impossible.
And Mission Impossible, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
More of an action guy, but he also has like some psychological ones, I think, or something.
Carrie too, which I'd never seen. The original Carrie. I've never seen that.
Interesting. I didn't know that was De Palma.
Me neither.
Yeah, I might just take that guy off then if there's no real. That one didn't.
Those are ones I feel like would be just pick up and
for sure. Yeah, and also on that note, if you guys want to add movies to the chest, just let me know, Joe. I know you don't have like any picks in from yourself, so like. Just let me know, man. I'll toss them in, right in the chest, you know.
Okay, yeah. Because
usually I've. Oh, good.
I don't know. I've been like accumulating kind of a list ish, where I write down names of stuff in different places. So if I get a solid list, I can give you some.
You can compile them all together.
Yeah. Letterbox will help you.
Definitely.
Yeah, I have so many lists in that app too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Richard Linklater. I really want to explore this guy, but I don't think there's like a huge interest in a lot of other guys. So
I'd like to personally. He was one I remember looking at and being like, yeah, I don't know.
I had put him down for a maybe.
seem interesting.
So I don't know.
All right, I'll put him on the back burner for now. But
come on, Dazed and Confused. Just an excuse to watch Dazed and Confused again.
I do like Dazed and Confused.
Just an excuse to watch that in School of Rock again.
Right? Yeah.
I'd do Terrence Malick.
Yeah.
I like it.
I haven't seen any of his films. I don't even really know what I'm in for his films, honestly. But I'd do him. Yeah,
me either. But yeah, I'd like to watch him.
You put him down as a no, like earlier.
Damn.
I mean, I'll put him on the back burner. We can talk later because we have like Scorsese, Villeneuve, like these are the guys we could do next easily. You know, like Coen Brothers. So these are kind of those guys I just want to know where we sit on. So, Alexander Payne.
I don't even know who that is.
Nah.
He's only made like I want to say like 6 to 8 films, but they're kind of I only maybe watched one, but like they're drier dramas. Supposed to be very good, but I don't know if that's
like he's making that new one that's coming out. What is that called? The Holdovers.
Checked out.
And I think that's the first one that's he's done in a long time.
He did Nebraska. I think he did Sideways.
Downsizing.
Nebraska.
The Descendants. Downsizing was
I haven't seen that one. Yes, I mean I'd be interested, but that's like I said, I can do that dude in like a week. You know, if not,
take her leave him.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I'll take him off. Sam Raimi.
I would do Sam Raimi.
I would too.
I love Sam Raimi.
I'll keep him on the list. Guy Ritchie.
Do you think we'd have Marvel without Sam Raimi? Like proving the concept of a superhero movie being a possibility to make money?
Wasn't for him and Toby? I don't know where we'd be.
Because Spider-Man 2 was like the big box office superhero movie that was just kind of like, let's roll with it.
I guess like that one did kind of directly lead into Iron Man. Not like the studios, but like there was like
the idea of a comic book.
And Iron Man and Dark Knight in 2008. So
yeah.
Probably.
That's kind of cool. Kind of cool to think about.
Yeah. There's no way that they pitched Iron Man and wasn't like, you see how well Spider-Man did, you know, like that had to be a part of like the pitch.
Oh yeah.
But I'm down for Sam Raimi. I'd like to, we could do like fun dives with just the Evil Deads and then just the Spider-Mans and then all of his other films in between or whatever. But Guy Ritchie.
I love Guy Ritchie, but
he's fun, but I just don't know if I would like talk a lot about his movies, you know. I don't know. But I'll keep him on the list.
I think the only movie that I really, really love of Guy Ritchie's is The Gentleman.
What? So, dude, I like a lot now that I'm looking at his filmography.
I mean,
my favorite, I think.
Snatch, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Snatch is good. I do like him. The Gentleman is the one that I like put on casually often.
For sure.
Sherlock Holmes are pretty good too.
I like the Sherlock Holmes movies. Yeah, the second one is fire, dude.
They're great. And the soundtrack.
Aladdin sucks though.
Aladdin's terrible.
Fuck that movie.
So that one. Should we take him off or should we keep him on? What do you guys think? Yeah.
I've seen all this shit, so except for Revolver. So I mean, we could take him off, and I'd be fine with that.
We can, like I said, man.
Yeah, I'm cool with
I can
that,
let you guys know if I'm like wanting to dive this person, and if you guys want to just watch Guy Ritchie movies with me for 2 weeks, like.
Yeah, he's one I would just watch casually, just because likewise I've seen a good amount of his stuff. So.
Cool. The only other guy that's like questionable, I think Joe said no, but Lars von Trier.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think it's just maybe a me and you, Alex thing.
Yeah, so, fuck yeah.
So I mean, whenever you're
Poor Things, man, it's coming.
Oh, that's
Oh no, that's Lanthimos.
Yeah.
Von Trier is he House That Jack Built?
Yeah.
And that's the only one.
And
yeah, I'd still do that. Fuck yeah.
All right, so that's probably just gonna be me and you, I think, but I'm down to just do like a week or two of that too. So,
fuck yeah.
I mean, those were the only ones I like because I made a whole list of like everyone else. These are like the filmographies that I want to go through. So it's like fucking disgusting. So.
And you type that all up on your iPhone?
Yeah, I do not make notes too much. I just like have so many different
Get a laptop, man.
I need it in my hand. I need it like immediate. So, I don't know.
Have it for reference.
I always have my laptop like next to me, so that's what I go to take notes. I can't stand
Yeah, I feel that.
Carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
Carpal tunnel on the old thumbs.
Yeah. But yeah, also Aronofsky, I guess, is the last one because I'm thinking I might dive him now after Spielberg. So
you enjoy that dive.
yeah. Okay.
When you get to the whale, we'll talk.
Yeah.
That movie is absolute
This is the last one, right?
hogwash,
Yeah.
ass,
I'll watch that one.
overblown bullshit.
Yeah, he's got some.
I got in a heated argument with some folks about it, and yeah,
they're on the Brendan Fraser hype train.
Yeah, such bullshit.
All right, well, I'm gonna do him next.
Good actor. It's like, okay, but look at the fucking story. It's ass. Anyway, sorry. When you get to it, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Alex hates obese people. Let it be known.
And whales. And whales.
And whales. Catch this man
Brendan
whaling.
Fraser.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, next week I'm just gonna close the stream out. But next week, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2.
Go.
Fucking what was it? Leaving Las Vegas. And then yeah, whatever else we want to talk.
Not to be confused with Fear and Loathing, which I still haven't seen either.
That's a
I haven't seen that either.
I want to though. That one, yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna really like that one. It comes around.
Terry Gilliam's in the dive too, for everyone to talk about still. So I really want to check out his films. So. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. See you then.
Stay gold.